Yo, what's good, fam? Welcome to PNP. It's your boy Rashad, one half of PNP, and today we have another entry into the draft profile series. We've got Christian Harris from the Alabama Crimson Tide. Shout out to Alabama, looking for another national title here soon. But Christian Harris, before we get into that, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell in the comments. Let me know what's good. Even if you are not a Panthers fan, you are going to enjoy this content. Hit that subscribe button, join the draft family. I'm trying to take away the conversation from all Panthers content. I try my best to, when we're talking about these prospects, to not just talk about the Panthers. So hit the subscribe button, get in the comments, let me know you're here. If you're a fan of another team, let me know in the comment section who your team is and what y'all looking for in the draft. And let's grow this family, all right? Let's go ahead and get into the Christian Harris. All right, Christian Harris, 6'2", 232-pound linebacker, inside linebacker from Alabama. And this guy has a very interesting story. He's actually a converted wide receiver and DB. This dude played both in high school. So you kind of see that in his coverage ability. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But it's a really polarizing situation with Christian Harris because he had a good year last year. And Henry To'o comes over. And it looks like To'o takes over the play calling duties. He's the Mike linebacker, and now Christian Harris kind of took a little bit of a step back. If you look at most of his statistical categories, they have all kind of gone backwards. You look at his total tackles, solo tackles, sacks. Most of the major categories have gone back. Like pass deflections is the only ones that has increased, right? That's the only stat that has increased, and assisted tackles as well. But it's really a weird situation. When you look at the mock drafts, a lot of people have him pegged as a first round draft pick, but then you also see other folks saying, wait a minute, is he really the guy? There's questions, whether he shows up in big games and how he's been taken out of games and being eliminated from the game plan. He only shows up, if you look at the stats, against worse talent, right? Some of the tougher games, he kind of disappears. So, and again, that's not just me saying it. The stats say it, and some of the other pundits have been saying it as well. But at the same time, there's a lot of takeaway from this man's game. He's got some really good aspects to his game. And again, he's not a perfect prospect. No prospect is, but there are some positives and some things to take away and mold him, and could potentially mold him into a really good NFL prospect. Now let's go ahead and talk about the strengths and weaknesses. All right, listen, the coverage ability. We talked about that. He's a converted DB, also played wide receiver. So he's got some good experience when it comes to tracking the football. He can play against tight ends, and his man coverage is pretty solid. So you talk about these linebackers, and some of the struggles when it comes to the NFL is the coverage ability. With him already having that to his name, that does help out a little bit better, or it does help him out a little bit when it comes to coverage. So we'll see if that translates to the NFL, but it's always good to have that in your back pocket when you're converted wide receiver / DB as well. A really good tackler. He really wraps up and gets dude to the ground. He rarely, there's rarely a broken tackle. There's rarely guys getting out of his hands once he gets his arms around you. So it's all good, man. He's a really good tackler. Athleticism, really good athlete for a linebacker. I think he ran a 4.7 in high school. That's at 230. So I don't know what that's I don't know if he's gotten faster in college, but that's pretty solid for a linebacker. He's got really good instincts as well, and that shows on the film. We'll take a look at that a little bit later, but yeah, really good player. As far as weaknesses, sometimes he does get caught up in those blocks. That's one thing you hate to see from linebackers. You like to see those guys get off those blocks and get to the running back. But let's go ahead and look at some of these player highlights. All right, let's get into it. Tracking number 8 here. As you can see here, this is a really good play. This tight end is pulling. And if you see Harris, he just meets him in that gap. And then it forces this running back to bounce out. And not only that, he's able to shed the block and then get this tackle for loss. This is a really good play by Harris. Really good play. This is another one. Great angle. He uses his arm, that leverage. Hey, get off me. And then boom, gets to the running back for another tackle for loss. So against the run, really solid, really solid. And this is good instincts. This showed good instincts. This is a little read option play here, and he takes it, or RPO, and this is one again able to take on that blocker and still able to get that tackle. This is a really good play by Harris. Again, watch. Boom. Taking on that blocker and still able to get the tackle. Really, really good play. Really good play. This is another tackle, or another good play right here, showing that control. We talked about this on another player too. When you look at some of these blitzers, hey, he just didn't over pursue, right? He was able to kind of get that change of direction and then track the quarterback and get in for the sacks. This is a really good play by Harris. This is a really, really good play at the goal line. Really good play at the goal line as well. I like this. Boom. Really good play. And here's a play where Christian Harris shows off his coverage skills. Again, able to get that interception. Again, that former wide receiver, really, really good ball tracking ability there. And here's another one showing off, and this is another view of the same play. Showing off that track. Look how he's able to stay with the tight end here. The tight end just didn't run away from him. Really good route by the tight end too. Good change of direction, flips his hips, gets in front of undercuts that route, and really nice play by Harris. This is another angle of it. Right in front of it. He's undercutting that route the whole time. Really good play by Christian Harris. And again, man, this is, again, polarizing player, right? He's a really polarizing player. Some guys have him mocked really high. Some of them have him mocked really low. But I think the guy has the tools. And again, when you're talking about a guy that has the coverage ability he has right now as a collegiate player, it's going to help that transition to the NFL, make it a little bit more smoother. Because that's something that a lot of linebackers struggle with coming into the NFL, is that coverage ability. So I really like Harris. I don't know where I'm willing to take him. First round, I think in the second round I'd be willing to take him. I'm not sure if I'm willing. There's other guys I'm willing to take in the first round over Harris. That's just my personal opinion. Again, shows some good things as a rusher, and he also shows the ability to do good things in coverage. Good tackler. There's not too many knocks to his game. I just don't. The only thing for me is that Henry To'oTo'o transferred in, and essentially they took the job from him, essentially. And so I don't know how that went. I don't know what the cost for that was, but I don't like that. I really like a guy to be able to own that position and be able to keep it. And I'm not sure what happened. And again, the statistical slide is a bit concerning for me as well. So that being said, man, make sure that like button, subscribe button, notification button in the comments. Let me know what's good. That's Christian Harris, and I'm out.